Hey everybody, it's Andy's free guitar chart videos today, and I got a special lesson for you today dealing with the violin charts that I've made in the past few days. And this is really an up and coming topic. I'm really excited to be getting a violin this week, I think, although my wife wasn't thrilled about it, but you know how it is with musical instruments, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So let's dive right into it. The Fiddleboard, I mean, this may look like a foreign language to you guys, what's going on here, but just as we have the cage shapes in the guitar, okay, which would be these shapes that come off of the C position, right? So you got the C position, and then you got the A position. Well, the violin just starts on the A position if we consider the position defined by the bottom string. You know, and in guitar, then we go to the G position. And I found that the violin strings, it was better to group them in groups of 2 string shapes each. All right, so this is the way it pans out. It's very organized. This is like these are the missing frets there, but these are really just, you know, with only 4 strings on a violin now, there's more of a chance you're going to have 4 accidentals. You might want to call them virtual accidentals. So that's why they line up. They're not exactly the missing fret. And as it turns out, this is all P5 tuning, and there's still the C going to the E shape and the E shape going to the C shape, which is interesting, okay, because it wasn't that wasn't because of the tuning third in the guitar. That wasn't because of this. So I'm kind of bragging of something I thought may be true, and apparently it may not be true, but it doesn't matter. We're familiar with these relationships, and these are the string shapes. Okay, so here's your C string shapes: 3, 4, 5. A is still 5, 6. E is still 7 root 2, and these are on the strings of the violin. Now the strings of the violin, the open positions are 5, 2, 6, 3, and the key of C is G, D, A, and E. We all know E is the third of C, so it's G, D, A, thank you, and E. Okay? So these are kind of like, don't worry about these guys here. You're going to be playing in this position and then going to the shared. Okay, so notice the G position shares with the E position. We don't have a duplicate G position, but they both share this root 5, 2, 6 fret there, if you want to call them frets. And by the way, you know, I will be making virtual frets for my violin that are mathematically placed. They're going to be imaginary frets, but there'll be notes on my violin by the end of the week, I'm sure, by the end of next week. So let's dive into it, see which one of the charts we're going to start with here. Alright, so through the lesson today, we will be comparing the guitar to the fiddleboard, we call it, because it doesn't have real frets. Frets are these guys, the little nuts that are here, because this is this is the fret nut, okay, and we'll be doing comparisons and using familiar relationships on the guitar and applying them to the fiddle fretboard. And when you're done, you'll be able to do things like this. Yeah, right. Okay, let's get it right. Let's get it right. I've got to review those patterns we were working on last week, and that's for the E shape. We can look at that. Yeah. So that was an E pattern. Now is going to be either an E string shape there, 7 root 2, and then S2L and S3L. Remember, guitar has the tuning warp. All right, or we could do the E shape with just an S4L, and the top part of that S4L, you see this S4L over here? The top line is the lead in to this S3L, so it's going to go 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Warp. Alright, so we're going to be using those, I'm trying to translate these relationships to the Fiddleboard, and it's they do relate in certain ways. We're going to find out how. So the first diagram I made was where are the fiddle notes, okay, and this might as well be considered in the key of C. I know it's difficult to explain that it doesn't have to be done in the key of C. You could start this 5 up here and be in the key of well, what would C sharp be the 5th of? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. F sharp. So if you want to just put the 5 here, that would make it in the key of F sharp. Okay? That kind of thing. And you could just move this 5 over to here. So if we actually moved this 5, all this stuff right here, we'll just copy it. If we moved all this over to here, all right, and then we made this go away, or these notes, aren't really going to be what they are because it's in the key of C. But imagine that they're still there. Then we would be, and you put a fret nut there. Well, you don't put a fret nut there. You would have to start the 5 there. That is an F sharp. That would become an F sharp. So it's applicable to any key. So this was the first thing I did, was actually, and we've talked about this. I forgot. I've had a couple of lesson on the Fiddleboard. So I've advanced since then. My knowledge has become deeper and wider, right? So let's advance here. Here's how if you want to use your guitar to play fiddle, here's how it would go. Here's how it would go. Let's just look at just these two right here. This would be the pattern on the fiddle. Alright. Now this A isn't this A in the key of C. This A would be here. This D would be here. The 6 would be A, not G. G is the string shape. And where do these string shapes come from? From the guitar. The string shapes are the bottom string of each of the cages. Okay, so here's the E cage. The bottom string is 7 root 2. Here's the C cage. The bottom string is 3, 4, 5. Therefore, the C shape, the C string shape is 3, 4, 5. The bottom string of the G cage is 6, 7 root. Okay, because when you're playing a G, your low E here becomes the 6 of G, 6, 7 root. So that's your G string shape. All right, so these are guitar relationships, and we're going to try